In fact, he was more than 2,000 miles away in Jacksonville, Florida, buying insurance for his car. Diana Underwood was supposedly shot by Lucas in Baytown, Texas, but Lucas was 750 miles away in Florida selling scrap metal. Hermine Dufour was murdered in Louisiana, but on the day she was killed, Lucas was in jail in Texas.
Why do you think that Lucas confessed to the murder of Hermine Dufour in Louisiana when he was in fact in jail in Texas on the day she was killed?
I have no idea as to why, because like I say, I don't recall the name Hermine Dufour. I just don't know.
During 1979, Lucas cashed 43 weekly paychecks at the Buy-Right grocery store in Jacksonville, Florida. But in the same period, the task force log has Lucas killing on 46 occasions in 16 different states.
Could Lucas have managed all these murders and still have made it back to Jacksonville in Florida at the end of every week to cash his paycheck? Does it make sense?
Well, certainly that would make sense if he's the one actually cashing the paychecks. Let's look at each individual case.
But from your experience as an investigator, does that seem likely that someone would go on this tour of the United States and every week wind up back in Jacksonville, Florida?
Let's look at each individual case and let the individual agency determine, was he there, or was he at the work site, or was he cashing the check?
Captain Prince,
not
excuse me,
the task force.
I'm not making a point about the individual cases. I'm making
I know
a
what
point
you're doing.
about the amount of travel that Lucas is supposed to have done during this period.
We're getting nowhere.
Do you think that it's
we're getting nowhere.
Credible that he could have travelled that much and committed that many murders?
We're getting nowhere. I'm through.
I'm sorry, but there just are a whole
and our office is closed.
Series of points about the travel that Lucas was supposed to have made.
As soon as you get your
that I was hoping we could
our
discuss.
Office is closed. Okay. And I was really hoping this would be an objective interview, but I can say it's not. Okay.
The Rangers' case was being destroyed by their rival, Vic Feazell.
Okay, whenever you can get your stuff out, well.
Feazell and his team visited Lucas in jail to present him with their evidence.
They sat in the room and talked to me. They said, now we know you didn't do these cases. So look at this. And they had a great big double-page newspaper, I think. I'm not sure of that. But every place I had been, every case that I had confessed to, and where I was at, what time the crime happened, and what time I was here. They had that laid out there on the desk. And now we know you didn't do it.
When confronted with this information, he looked at us, he smiled. He said, I was wondering when somebody was going to get wise to this.
Lucas began to recant. But if Lucas's confessions were all phony, how had he conned so many investigators for so long? Lucas had shown a remarkably detailed knowledge of the murders, details it was thought only the killer could have known.
When she started to run, well, I grabbed her, and I put a .22 on her. I told her, I said, now you do what I want or I'm going to shoot you.
But before investigating officers could interrogate Lucas, they had to send in their murder reports to the task force.
I believe the Rangers, in particular Prince and Boutwell, were purposefully tutoring and coaching Henry on what to say, letting him read these offense reports that contained all the facts.
I didn't go to them and say, now look, I got a murder case down the road here. You know, let me tell you about it. It didn't happen that way. They would bring it to me and tell me about it.
That's an outright lie. As I said earlier, the task force was set up to make him available to other officers. We did not feed him information.
Vic Feazell's allegation of task force misconduct brought him into direct conflict with the force's heads, Jim Botwell and Bob Prince.